Alright, hello boys and girls, moms and dads. Welcome to Here's Homeschooling Academy. This is 5th grade science. We're going to be talking about week number 16, part of the curriculum today. We're going to be talking about the basics of electricity. Alright, so what is electricity? We're going to be talking about that, how electricity is generated, and the two main types or the two major categories of electricity. So what is electricity? Electricity simply refers to the flow of tiny particles known as electrons and protons. So for the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about what electrons are. They are going to be negatively charged particles of an atom, and protons are going to be positively charged particles of an atom. Now, when these tiny particles start to flow from one particle to another, then we say that an electrical current is flowing. Okay. Electricity can be seen through nature as lightning, which contains large number of electrons flowing through the air all at once. As electrons jump from one atom to another atom, electricity flows. Our scientists have learned how to generate electricity, send it through wires and into homes to power equipment like your computer or your TV. All of these things are going to be electrical equipment that use electricity. So there are two major types of electricity. There is what we call static electricity, and there is something called moving electricity. All right, so let's try to remember that right now. Let's try to clear this board. Right, to get started, we're going to remember there is static electricity, and guess what? There is going to be moving electricity. So what's an example of static electricity? All right, so static. Give me an example of that. Well, that's going to be your lightning. Okay, so lightning is going to be an example of static electricity. Okay, then we have moving electricity. Okay, moving electricity will be like the electrical current which flows to power your television or your computer or something like that. All right, so when objects contain the same number of positive or negative charges, they are neutral. However, when there is an imbalance of positive and negative charges, static electricity may result. And static electricity is difficult to control. So if you rub a blown balloon against your air, you may experience static electricity. Why? Because electrons move from the balloon to the hair. The strands of hair now have extra electrons which are negatively charged. Because these charges repel, electrons try to fly away from each other, thereby resulting in a spark. Moving electricity is generated when there is a constant flow of electrons forming an electrical current. So what are some of the ways that we generate electricity? Well, we generate electricity when a metal is made to rotate in a magnetic field. Well, these are called electromagnetic generators. So what typically happens is they're going to get coils of wire wrapped around a cylindrical metal. And then this metal is made to rotate around stationary coils of wire, and then electrical current begins to flow. Why does this happen? Well, we don't know. They just know that if you wrap wire around a coil and then you make that coil to flow around a magnetic field, electrical current will be seen in the wires. Well, that's the way God created them. So we've taken advantage of that principle to generate electricity, for example, through the wind turbine. So they are going to couple some electrical coils around the wind turbine, and then they're going to have the vanes over here like this, and then the wind is going to be blowing the vanes and moving it all around. So when the wind moves the vane all around, the rotor is going to be rotating in a magnetic field, and then the wires wrapped around it will have electrical current that is going to be generated through it. All right, so that's how moving electricity is generated for us over there. All right, so try to do that. So your project this week is going to be this is going to be a project for you. Do a research about the wind turbine. You're going to do research about the wind turbine, and then describe how moving electricity is generated through the wind turbine. And of course, you can ask your mom and dad to help you with that research. All you need to do is to go to your Google browser, type in wind turbine, do a little bit of a research about it, and then write it out over here, or maybe on a separate sheet of paper. All right, are you going to do that for me? I believe you will. Well, boys and girls, I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye.
I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with heroes born, I will be your friend. So don't you